Welcome to the Path Podcast, where we will travel the lives of some bold women, from dreams to detours to destiny. She did not choose this path chose her. This is the Path Podcast. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to season 2 of the Path Podcast. We have so much in store for you this season. New things are coming, live videos, and more. The one thing I won't change is talking to bold women I connect with and share their paths through life when something major happens. Today is no exception. Today we're talking to Erica Renee Walker. We are walking her path through what I've heard some call the invisible injury. I'll let her tell me if she's ever heard that before, if that's true. Erica lived to tell her story after experiencing a traumatic brain injury. That I will let her share with us in a moment, because, like I say on the path, it is not my story to tell. We will understand her journey through it and what she is doing today after such a major injury. I will share briefly a little bit about her and let her tell the rest. After experiencing traumatic brain injury, in her words, she said, by the grace, God was determined not to allow her brain injury to stop her dreams. She continued her education endeavors and earned her associates in communications and bachelor's in media studies. Today, Erica is a traumatic brain injury coaching consultant, author, international speaker, producer, and filmmaker, doing way more than I can imagine. Erica is an author of 2 books, Through the Lens, a book of short stories, and Dear June 1st, a story of trauma, struggle, and purpose, which is about her life-changing injury. Currently, she speaks at various events that I will let her share and tell us more of what she has going on. She has an online show that we're going to talk about and how she's helping other survivors tell their stories. Path listeners, help me welcome in Erica Renee Walker to the Path Podcast. Hello, Erica. How are you?
Hello, thank you for the great introduction.
Oh no, you know what? You have a great bio,
Thank you.
and trust me, you're doing a lot, especially after hearing what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into that, let me tell you something that we always ask guests on the show. Tell me first about the young Erica, the younger Erica, everyone. She's young. Um, but tell me about the younger Erica, the one who thought she had life all figured out. What were your hopes and dreams for yourself if it's different from what you're doing today?
It is different. Hello everyone. I'm Erica Renee. As Arlene said, I'm a TBI coaching consultant, TBI survivor, which stands for traumatic brain injury. The younger Erica was I was very ambitious. I'm still ambitious.
Yeah.
Very ambitious. I had a lot of dreams and goals. I was in college. I believe myself. I was in college my sophomore year, and I was taking my core classes at the University of Missouri, and but before then, I moved out of state to go to school in my former hometown, but that didn't work out. So I moved back to Missouri and decided to start over. But I wanted to take at least my core classes because I've always been a schoolgirl. So I wanted to keep that part of myself, going. And so I knew what exactly I wanted to do. And so I believe on my sophomore year, I kind of thought about doing like something like radio because I love like the radio broadcast and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up getting injured my sophomore year of college, and that's when things took a turn for the worse. But I was also working a full-time job. I had just got my own place. I recently bought my own car. So I was living the independent adult life, 20, I was 20. So just living my life and, going to clubs, hanging out with friends and, doing what young people do.
Yes. Well, you know what? You seem like you were always that person, always had a plan and on track
Yes.
normally with what you were going, and you wanted to do radio.
Yes, I did.
Instagram, and you know what? I think Instagram and all of these other videos that we put out there is radio. basically.
So many words, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes, all of this stuff can kind of be somewhat the same, but because of what you're doing today, though, you kind of started touching on it. Let's reroute. You talk today. We're going to talk about what you said. You had a traumatic brain injury that you said happened in your sophomore year of college.
Yes, I was 20 years old. I was about to turn 21. So I had a part. I had to when we go into the story.
Yes, yes. I want to. Yeah, please.
So it was a whole week. It was a whole weekend. It was like it was a dream gone wrong. A dream
Really?
that's turned to a nightmare. Yes. So that Friday,
Why did you say it was a dream that turned in the
the
dream? What
dream,
was the dream?
the dream was just turning 21, being grown officially.
Exactly. I just yes, of
Officially
course.
being grown. I
Of
had
course.
that title,
Of course.
and being a grown woman, doing what I want to do.
Of
And
course.
like I said, I have my own place. I have my own car. I'm in college. I'm just living my independent life, and mind my own business. And so the Friday night I had a party, and I've had parties before, but this party meant a lot to me because I was turning 21.
Of
So
course.
so I planned it a year in advance. I'm a big time planner. I plan stuff to the T. It gotta go right. And so I planned this big elaborate party. And so, like I said, the year, so I'm checking out the details. The day finally came. I took off that day because I had so many things to do. You gotta get your hair done. I had to get my rental car. I didn't want to drive out my car I had. It was kind of an older model car, so on the new car. And I rented a car, I get my hair done, do some errands. I need a day off because I get off at like till 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yes.
My party's at 7 o'clock, so I'd been rushing.
Yes.
So I just took off that day. And so Friday night I had a big old party, and I had I had a custom red dress made. I bought a tiara. I had my nails done. I had the tip braid. Red dress. I had the tip braid. Got my toes done. Had my glitter and glam. So it just a really princess style party. And the actual party itself, I got a DJ. I had a backdrop, a custom made cake, star shaped cake. I was a star. My theme was the day a star was born.
The day a star was born.
Yes, I was a star. I'm still a star, and you can't tell me no different. And so the day a star was born, my theme had a star shaped cake, red and gold colors. Had I had stars platted on the tables, like on the centerpieces. I mean, it was the works.
You planned it, like you said.
Oh, yeah, to the T. So everything was beautiful. Then I had a red carpet. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I had
the day a star is born, you have to have that. Yes.
Yeah, the red carpet. I had the little plaques, like the little red, the Hollywood Boulevard.
Yes.
I went all out.
You did.
That part was like thousands of dollars, but I went all out. It was worth it to me because I'm 21, so and it started 21 once, and so had a big old elaborate time that night, fun that night. And just kicked it the whole night, and then went to the club afterwards, did some more partying. And then that Saturday I had a sleepover, and ironically enough, I had my own place, but it's a 1 bedroom. Yes. Now I want to sleep over with my cousins. Not my friends, my cousins. Why I want my cousins, I don't know, because I had plenty of friends, but for some reason I bring around cousins, I bring around family. And so I had and then there were my younger cousins. It's like about 4 of them.
Yes.
So I called my cousin and asked her, I said, because she's a much larger home than me. I said, can I have a sleepover at your house? And she said, at my house? I said, yeah. So I said, you got more room? So she said, sure. And so we played sleepover over there. And this I went over there Saturday night. And then we just watch movies, talk, had girl stuff. And then I asked them, what are your plans? Yeah. I was big on a plan because we all gotta have a plan. And so I was big on planning it. I'm still big on this to this day. Yeah. And so we talked or whatever and things like that. And they were like 16. Like, well, we don't know, so they're still babies, so they didn't know what they wanted to do. And so I was 21, so I kind of had a idea where I would like to go. So they were still figuring out. And then woke up Sunday morning to a big breakfast. We had waffles, pancakes, cream of wheat, eggs, sausage biscuits, hash browns. Like you name it, we had it. Like fruit. It was so much food.
Yes.
Kind of like the Last Supper.
Yes.
We just ate, and then we just lounge around. And then you sleep like you eat so much food.
Yeah, of course.
We lounge around, and
Uh-huh.
then we end up going to. I took my cousins to their home. No, we went to my aunt's home,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember took my cousins to their home to get dressed, and then change clothes rather, and then I went to my apartment. Me and my cousin flew from out of town
Mm-hmm.
and to my party. Come here, we're pretty close. We're pretty close, and so
Mm-hmm.
she flew from my party, and then we went to my. I picked them back up from their home. Then I went to my grandmother's house, and I went to I think it was one more person house. Not sure who it was, but I know it was kind of like I was visiting family members. Like
Yes.
kind of I was subconsciously saying goodbye without
Yeah.
saying goodbye. Like saying goodbye to the old Erica, you know, mean the
Mm-hmm.
whole new Erica. So subconsciously, and so
Yeah.
went to the city of St. Louis that afternoon, around like maybe like 3 or 4ish, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And we were driving and just you joyriding, in St. Louis, it's like it was a Sunday. So
Mm-hmm.
on Sundays in St. Louis, people go to what's called the park in the city, things
Yeah.
like that. So we hang out and like out of cars, like the little the Cutlass cars and the tricked out cars,
Mm-hmm.
that they have on Sundays at this particular area in St. Louis, in the city of St. Louis. And so we're just riding around and
Yeah.
just I'm not even thinking, I didn't think about anything, just listen to music and just riding around. And so it got later, and so it was not quite dark, but you know how like it's like a shade before dark time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
like in the middle, it's like in the middle. Like around, I think it's about 6 something, I would say. Um and I remember I stopped at the gas station, but it was so crowded. And so I was like, okay, I didn't feel comfortable. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the other gas station. It was like bumper to bumper traffic. It was like a lot of cars out. And
Yes.
so I went across the street to the gas station, go across the street to the other gas station, and I parked near the pumps, I mean not the pumps, parked near the vacuum cleaner thing.
Yes.
Um for the cars. I'm getting gas, so I parked at the vacuum cleaner things. We went in because I was thirsty that day. So I stopped because I was thirsty.
Yes.
And so I got them, I got us all something to drink or what snacks they wanted or whatever. And then we went outside and just hanging out. And in St. Louis, we hang out like had a car door open, had music, like had music on or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
so I remember seeing some people that I knew from my neighborhood, and we're just talking to them or whatever, and you're just laughing and having fun. And so, but I remember when I was at the gas station, I remember looking to my left at a fence, and I felt
Mm-hmm.
like this real eerie feeling in my stomach, like my gut, like something ain't right. But I
Mm-hmm.
just figured out like I'm tripping. Isn't that okay? I'm tripping.
Yes.
And so then you realize that was Holy Spirit telling me get out of here, get away, get away. And that's Holy
Yes.
Spirit telling me get away. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that then.
Uh-huh.
So
Of course.
my walk, I wasn't developed that much as a Christian just yet. And
Yes.
so after that being outside, and I remember talking to the people we're talking to, and I remember feeling like this weird feeling, and I remember hearing a loud like bang or something, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember my heart beating fast, like I felt like I must have sensed danger or something like that, because
Yes.
everything's always just like looking like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen, like something's gonna happen, like like time stopped still for a second.
It
And it sounded
does.
weird to say, like in movies, I stopped, like the time stopped, everything stopped. It's like, and you hear the you hear like the clock or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like, tick, 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 tick. It was like that. And so then I guess I blacked out because I was blacked out because I was got shot at that time because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel anything. They said I ducked. I remember ducking, but
Exactly.
I was at this point I was told everything that happened, and
Let me ask
I
you, if you don't mind, let me ask you this. Like you said, you felt something, you felt eerie. And like you said, I agree. Anybody who's been through anything, no matter what it is, even if it was a divorce, everybody
Mhm,
kind of knows, you just feel something. You just different things in life. But
mhm.
did you still hear you? Do you remember if you heard any commotion at the time, or it's just that feeling you felt?
I heard a crash,
You heard a
like
crash?
a crash.
Okay.
And then I remember like feeling like my heart beating fast.
Okay.
I remember feeling like afraid. Then I blacked out.
Of course. Of course.
I don't know at this point. I'm like, I don't know like what else happened after that. But I backed out and they said I ducked, but I remember ducking. So at this point, I was told the rest of the stuff from what happened. And so I was told that I got shot, and the ambulance was called, and I was on the way to the hospital. I had flatlined twice.
Oh my God.
I had to be resuscitated. I had a seizure, a stroke on my right side. They gave me 5%. They gave me 5% chance of survival. I was expected to make it through the night, and it wasn't looking good at all. And
were you the only one, as you know of, you heard later on, that was shot at that time?
No, the other young lady was shot too.
Another lady. I'm sorry. Okay, I just wanted to ask that.
Yeah, and so I upon arrival to the hospital, I had to have a immediate brain surgery because my impact of the bullet, my brain had swelled like a real large, my cousin said he didn't even recognize me. It was so big.
So the shot was to the head.
It was in the head, the top part of my head. And I still have my crown on. I had my crown on that whole weekend. I was a princess the whole weekend.
Yes.
I had my crown on that day, and I still had the crown to this day. I have it in a display case because it's very fragile.
Yes.
And so the bullet struck. You can see where the bullet hit at because it's the piece is missing from that particular place.
Wow.
I have a picture of it, but I can send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, so I love it because it symbolizes to me like survival. Like strength. Like, yeah, so this is my little memorabilia that I have from that day.
That you were still. So let me ask you this before you move on into it. How long were you? So they took you immediately to surgery. You said, how long they told you were in surgery?
I have no idea.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know how long I was in surgery. Yeah. But I do know that I after the first surgery, there was no like brain waves. They told they went to pull a plug. They told my parents that she lives, she's gonna be a vegetable. And some parents, my dad was hysterical. He was like, you know what? Yeah. If my daughter died, I'll kill y'all. That's just what it is. I'm the baby of my siblings. Oh, wow. So I'm the youngest. So my daddy's like everything.
Of course.
It's like,
of course.
Hey, my baby girl died. I'm
coming for you.
Yeah. So was it the right thing to do? Sarah, no, it wasn't the right thing to say.
No, daddy was just pain and hurting. Yeah. Do everything. That to me was saying do everything you can to keep, do what you're supposed to do as a doctor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my brother was going crazy. I heard the hospital was packed and it was like a club. I know a lot of people, but I know people. But so we just really, it was on the news, the newspapers, all over the place.
Really.
And so then I end up I was on the blackout list as well because they didn't know who shot me. So it's kind of like didn't nobody know where I was. It was just a really, really crazy time period. And I didn't find out till later on that my cousin had got shot. She got shot first, which is why I ducked. Which one I think when they said I ducked, well, I don't know, I remember ducking, but they said I did. So I must have heard her get shot first. And we were like lined up like little ducks in a row.
Yes.
I was by the car door open. It was open, and my other cousin was next to me. Another cousin next to me. She was when it got shot as well. She was by the trunk, and so but they were shooting from the fence, so she was closer to the fence. Okay, because that's where the car was. Okay, and so she got shot first, and then I got shot second. But yeah, so it was just a really crazy time period, and so I was in the hospital. I was going to come from a month and a half.
A month and a half.
And yeah, month and a half, and then like I said, they went to put a plug because they're like, she doesn't want to the brain waves. It's not looking good. And so then they ended up going to another hospital, which is like an extended care hospital for just extra care or whatever.
Of course.
And then I ended getting, they found an infection in my head. So I had to go back to the hospital I just had left or whatever, and have another surgery. Wow. After that surgery, second brain surgery, I started showing more brain waves and more signs of coming back around, basically. Wow. And so after being there for a while, I finally started my rehab journey at what I call my turnaround hospital. And which was my third hospital at this time. And then things started just happening like rapidly, like that, like fast.
So let me ask you this. So you've only had 2 surgeries?
Yes. Two brain surgeries. 2 brain surgeries.
Okay.
Well, I've had 3 surgeries now altogether, but at that time, just 2.
Just 2. you were in the hospital from what you remember, what about you said a month and a half in a coma, going
Yes.
to rehab. So
Yes.
about how in the span of that time, when did you get out the hospital where like you were done with rehab and everything about the process from, because it was June 1st you said that happened. So
Yes.
when
Month and a half. So June to July. Well, even middle of July, I was in the hospital in a coma, and then August I had got out the coma. Then I was taken to the
mhm,
hospital after that, and then I had some therapy there for maybe a couple weeks or so. Then they suggested I go to another rehab facility that was like the best, the
yes.
best. And so it's like 20 miles away from
Oh
my
man,
family, but they said it was the best,
they
so
want you to
they I
go.
had to go
Yeah.
there. Yeah, and so I went there, and it was so like it was a small hick town, Missouri, very very
Yes.
small rural
Uh-huh.
town, um, middle of
Hmm.
nowhere, and it was so hard being out there. I was only girl on the
Yes.
floor, on the brain floor, only African American
Oh,
girl on
you're
the
kidding.
floor. All they were all Caucasian. They were
Yeah.
nice though. They were
Yeah.
nice people. Yeah, on the girl on the floor, and it was just very I didn't like
Exactly.
it.
It's a,
I
yeah,
didn't
it's
like
still
it at
something.
all.
So how long did you have to stay there, you said?
I was there maybe like a little over a
A
month,
month? Oh
maybe.
wow.
Yeah, I think a month. Yeah, it was very. It seemed longer than that, but it was
You
about
know,
a month. I
it's
remember that.
already you've gone through something so major that deals with the brain. As I was learning a little bit myself about brain injuries, about
Mhm.
people who have to go through the mental illnesses of, that some people just experience on top of a brain injury.
Mhm.
So was it
Mhm.
more difficult, you feel like, added to it, or no, not for you?
You know what? The funny thing is, I never even knew it
Oh,
was a brain injury. Like it wasn't explained to me, Erica.
yeah.
You had a brain injury. Your brain was affected. You were It was so I had to go back because so at St.
Hmm.
Mary's Hospital, this was the hospital I was at. So when I was there, it's like that. That's my
Okay.
turnaround hospital. And so, because I had a
Uh-huh.
shrink in my throat, and so I couldn't
Oh
talk for
wow.
4 months. And so even after I got the coma, I couldn't even talk. So I was just looking at people like look
Uh-huh.
at them like I see you see me, but I,
Uh-huh.
I I heard them. I knew who people were. I knew they were like my cousin said she showed me pictures of people. And my grandmother passed away, and when I was 9 years old, and I still remember her. So she said they didn't know what I knew. They didn't know like what I thought. They
Yes.
didn't know anything. But when I saw my grandma picture, she said I started crying. She said she remember her people. She
Yes.
know her people. She
Yes.
know her
So
grandma.
they
So
so
she's still
so
there.
they knew your memory was there still. So you didn't experience memory loss like some people may experience. And I know as we know, all situations are different for everybody, and it's not just one brain injury out there, we know. So, but that is something, thankfully, that you didn't experience any major like memory loss
Yeah.
of your life. I'll say, not the incident, but your life.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
sometimes
Okay.
short-term memory loss. Like I you say something, I'll be like, "What
Uh-huh.
did you say?" So the short-term memory, it's like it's not all the time, but every here
Yes.
and there, it
Okay.
affects me sometimes. So I do have hints of that, but it's not that often. But it's every now
Yeah.
and then, I'm like, "What you say?" But I gotta write things
Exactly. Well, I
down.
think that's just that. Look,
I
the
got I
average
got
person has the short-term memory.
my like my mind is on my
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
So but before my mind's like a
Okay.
mind
So yeah, you
elephant,
know that's
like
different for you. It was
not
different for you. Okay.
yeah, definitely not as my
Exactly.
Dory.
So let me ask you this
So
part. When you said that you could not talk for 4 months, did that frustrate you also? And I'm sure it
absolutely
would. I
frustrating.
just had to ask just to see. So of course,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
it's like your brain
I
you're
get
trying to
so
tell you,
angry. Like,
you want to say something. I can't imagine, what that would be like.
you know what? I never tried talking. I just knew nothing was coming out. But I never tried though, but I just knew that something was not connecting,
Yeah.
something wasn't right. But it never dawned on me like I think like what happened to you? Why are you in this hospital? I didn't know I was in hospital. It never and my mind never asked those questions
Yeah.
like where are you at? Why are you here? It never wanted that. Like I guess my
It
mind
went
was just
blank.
like blank. It sounds weird to
Yes.
say, but it was. I thought no thoughts. Whatever was in front of me,
Yes.
I
Yes.
focus on. So I think like what happened yesterday? No,
Of
I think
course.
mine did like that.
So do you think, have you ever heard or
So
ever thought, did somebody say maybe it was just blocking all of that out for a moment and just being, or just
I've heard that
yes,
before. I've heard it before. That maybe it was being blocked
yeah,
out for a second. But what's so amazing is how God brought out back to my
yes,
remembrance. So while I was at the hospital, the
yes,
turnaround
yes.
hospital as I call it, my cousin had visited, one of my cousins
Mhm,
had visited me, and it was just me and him. And I think I had therapy already for the day, so I was
mhm.
in bed. And for some reason, my family they made like a piece of paper with
Yeah,
the ABCs on it. And like I said, I wasn't talking at this point. I was still, I was still just pointing to stuff I wanted or whatever, or just, and I pointed to the wall to get my paper down with the ABCs on it. And so he said, "Oh, you want to say something?" So then I had a blinker system too. I think one blink was yes and two
okay.
blinks was no. I think I kept wrong. I don't know. I
Yeah.
kept wrong, but that's what I remember. And so he had the paper down, and I spelled out. I don't know why I want to know that, but I spelled out
Mhm.
what happened to me. And even when I was spelling it out, it was
Yeah.
kind of like jumbled because like I'm not a very good speller, but like it just my mind was just like trying to like
Of
articulate
course.
what I wanted to say, and it was so frustrating that like pointed to it, the letters or whatever. So I finally spelled out what happened to me. He was like, because I can't tell you. And I'm like, I was like TLME, and I
Yes.
almost with a hole in the paper. It's a piece of paper, so it's not like a board or something like that. So I'm like TLME, and so pointing to it, and he's like, I can't tell you,
Mhm.
I just can't. And he was very hesitant, very,
Yes.
very, very hesitant. And so I remember putting my head back on the pillow and just close my eyes. And back then I rolled my eyes a lot. I was so mean. I was very mean. I was very mean. I know I'm telling the truth.
You
I
were?
was mean. I yeah, I was because I didn't know
Yeah.
what the heck was going on.
Mhm.
So I was very mean. Like, I don't know, people touching me. I don't know what they're doing. I just know they touch me and they do something I don't like. And so I roll my eyes a lot. And so I laid my head back on my eyes. And he said, "Okay, I'll tell you." So my eyes back up. And he told me, he said, "Cuz
Mhm.
you were shot." And I was just like, it took me like, I think like shot like bang bang like. And so I said, so I spelled out who did it. He said, they don't know. Police
Mhm.
don't know. And so at that moment, I was just like,
Of
wow.
course.
I remember laying my head back and was like, I'm thinking myself, I think I
Mhm.
had thoughts then, like, am I safe? Am I safe?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening now? And so then, I think he kind of
Mhm.
picked up on that. And so, but like I
Mhm.
said, I was on a
Mhm.
blackout list. Even then, I was on a blackout list for a long time, like a
Mhm.
couple years after, it happened. And it was just really, it was like a really, really crazy time period. Then, after that, I remember being sad. And I guess, again, I didn't know, I didn't know all
Yeah.
the details just yet. There was
Yes.
just the brunt of it all. The beginning of it, it was
Yeah.
so much more after that. And so,
Yeah.
so I was just like looking at her like, dang. So, but I will say this, it gave me a bigger reason. So now I knew why they were touching me and trying to do therapy because like my legs
Mhm.
were so stiff and it hurted so bad. I cried the first day therapy
Yeah.
appointment. I cried like a little baby. My mom had to make me do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to
And
do
you
it.
have a pain in your
Yeah, that
legs? Did they
because
say
I
they
don't
have
know.
something to do with?
No, it was it's been I had been stretching, so I'm laying in the
Yeah,
hospital bed for months. Now I'm I be stretched at therapy. It's like
of
they were
course.
just laying there at first. They weren't actually being
Yeah.
used. I'm not walking around, so they
Yeah.
got stiff and they
And I've heard a
hurt being
therapist tell
stretched.
me before when
Yes,
I fell once, he said, You lose muscle mass or your ability 24 hours from not moving really if you don't move, So I can
yeah,
imagine for
you
months
do.
that you
So
were laying there. Yeah.
months I'm moving. Yes, so it's just very painful. Like they
Hmm.
break my legs. I cried like a baby, and so but it gave me more of a reason to
Of course.
fight back. Because I knew why stuff was happening. I knew
Exactly.
the why. Before I was like, I don't know, so I'm not gonna cooperate. I was very angry, actually very mean, very angry, cooperate with
Yeah.
therapists at the time.
But you
I
were
would
you
not.
were you
And I
weren't
had and plus I had
always a mean person if you in your work. And so it's just because
no,
what you were going through, I'm sure. And you know,
yeah. And I didn't know that I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't
exactly,
know what was going
exactly.
on. So and then I also I had a feeding tube, all these
Yeah.
cords coming out of my body.
Oh.
I had a trach in my throat. So I got that cord, that tube hanging. Was
Mhm.
like laying on that. Then I had my feeding
Mm.
tube in my stomach. that was hanging. So it's kind of like all these cords. So I'm just frustrated. Like
That's
this
a
is too
lot.
much.
That's a lot.
And it's hard. Then it's being pulled. Like I lay on my stomach
Yeah.
and being pulled, and just it's painful. So very
Yes.
uncomfortable.
Oh, let me tell
So
you, I take my hat off
um,
to you still. Everybody would be mean at that moment because, and I know, it wasn't intentional. It just, everybody should understand, at least I'm sure the therapist, and it's like, look at what all you had to do to move. And I could not imagine.
and they knew what happened, but they knew I was shot. They didn't know like what happened, the details, but I didn't know anything. I'm like I had like amnesia.
Of course.
That's kind of like I don't know if they I don't know I'm oblivious to everything. And so back when my cousin told me, it was stuff in perspective. It was like, oh, this is why, 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 this is the why. So, but they didn't want my family didn't want to tell me because my brain pressure would have like got high, my blood pressure got high, and so my numbers would have flared up, and so they didn't want to tell me. So I got in a more safe zone, to be
of course
to handle it.
And you know what? It's surprising too. I wonder what they would have done if you still really was so frustrated that you needed to know, because that can raise your blood pressure too. So, but it makes sense that they didn't tell you everything because of that reason that you just pointed out. So that's wow, you're a blessed woman, as you know. I know. So for just watching your stuff, I know you know that already, but you are truly a blessed woman. So let me ask you one other question. Like even after leaving and after you found out everything, coming out of the your recovery, and how long do you feel like it took you for your recovery from beginning to end again? How long was your recovery where you felt like you were back to, it was a new Erica, I'm sure, but of course, because that's what we're going to get into.
To accept like the whole 7 years.
Wow. And that makes sense.
7 years.
That makes sense now.
7 years. Some people are longer than that. Some people are shorter. Some people are shorter than some people longer than that. But for me, it took 7 years.
And I read that.
Yeah,
I read that.
7 years to get past it. And I don't know if it should have been shorter, should have been longer. I'm not sure, but I just know at that point I was just like over it, and I just got tired of being angry and sad, and just because every year I would cry. It's so close to my birthday. I know it's ever my birthday. I'm like, I hate my birthday. Like I literally hate my birthday. Like this is so close. I'm like, I thought I had to be sad. I thought I had to be sad because I got hurt. But I didn't tell you this though. So along with me getting shot, when I was at middle of nowhere with no more family around, nobody around to be there for me, I found out that my cousin, I had a cell phone. So I went to call my cousin who was there too. And I don't see how she was doing. Again, I didn't know the totality of what had happened, like entirely. I just knew I was shot. I just know I was shot. And so I called her, and she sounded like kind of like sad to me. And I'm like, wow, what's wrong with you? And it's just like, she's like, and I'm like, what? I said, what happened? What's wrong? She was like, you don't know? I'm like, no, what? And she was like, Kale died. I said, Kale died? What you mean Kale died? How she died? Yeah, she said, you don't know? I'm like, no, how she died? We with you. I said, what? And so she got shot first. We don't say she got shot first, so I ducked. So she got shot first, and she had died that next night. Or the next day, June 2nd. June 2nd.
And I was going to ask you about the other person, but I didn't want to go into that part of it.
Yeah. So I was like, that almost took me out. I'm like, what? And so we was talking some more, and I think at that she said that, I don't think I heard anything else she said, because I'm devastated. Like, what you mean she died with me? I'm like, so I'm outside. I went to deep depression. I'm in the middle of nowhere. No family around. The nurses couldn't calm me down. I didn't eat nothing. Like I wouldn't eat nothing. I had no appetite. Like I could eat. And so I was crying. And I think my mom and I came out that weekend. They supposed to come back to the following weekend, but they came out that weekend because I found out. And I was supposed to know. I was supposed to know. So again, somebody the information was supposed to tell me, but she did. So I wasn't supposed to know, but I did. I blame myself. I had survivor's guilt. It
You
was
blame
rough.
yourself.
I dealt with that. I did because I'm the
Mhm.
oldest. I'm responsible. I'm like the babysitter for them. I felt like I should have protected them. Should have did more. I thought I should have just, I don't know how you protect the gun. You don't know where something coming
Yes.
from, gunshot coming from. I thought I'm protective of them. So
Yes.
that's how I thought. So yes, I blame myself. I did blame myself. Had survivor's guilt for a long time. Like and this part of 7 years. That's
That
part
was
of the
part
seven
of it.
years.
I can
It had to
imagine.
just been had just been me, I could deal with that. I could deal with that. But knowing somebody else, I was like, because it was with me, like, oh my
Exactly. So
God.
let me ask you
So
this: in
that's
after the 7 years, like you said, it took, and then of course, but you have to realize and understand. I want to ask a question, even how devastating it had to have been for you to find that out. But I'm going to ask this instead. After the 7 years, what made you get to the point to realize I know it's not my fault? Nobody can hold, no one can protect somebody with a straight bullet coming from somewhere. So, what made you finally let go of that survivor's guilt? Have you truly let that survivor's guilt
God.
go? Because it's not your fault, as you know.
I I definitely, I know it's not my fault. I definitely have God,
Exactly.
nobody but God, Jesus, coming in and just like I said, I'm there by myself. So I could do is pray.
Exactly.
He comforted me and just let me know, it's not your fault. And they helped me a lot get out of my own funk. And I never talked to a
Yeah.
therapist. Never talked to a therapist. I never went to a therapist or whatever. You thought I did, but I never went to a therapist. And but yeah, it was very Jesus was the main one that got
And
me
you
out
know
of
what?
it.
And that's when I believe when some people who are not probably into their faith or into a faith will realize that God put therapists there. Yes, we believe that. But also we seek him too for, like you said, for that help. And that help, when he gives it to
Mhm.
us, as he gives it to therapists to help other people, that's the help you needed right there, is by seeking him and finding
Absolutely.
that peace and comfort and understanding through him. Wow, I promise you definitely have a story. What I love, though, everyone out there, is that Erica is doing a lot right now
Mhm.
from it. And that's what the path to me is all about. Because something that happens in our lives, it changes us to a point that it's different from the Erica that still was a planner, that was in school and doing something. You're doing something so major right now that's different, that who would have ever thought, but it's because of this path. Hey, look, like I said, I always say in the beginning of the podcast, you didn't choose this path chose you, you know. So
Definitely.
now that you've come through therapy, you're doing good. When did you start some of the things you're doing now? Because I'm going to let you tell us some of the things you have going on right now. You started in an online platform. I don't know if that's the first thing or if you wrote the books first. So tell me what you have going on because of this major change in your life.
Yes. So I went at school
Mm-hmm.
2 years later after my accident in 2010. So once I got home and went through my years of rehab, and I still stayed in rehab and went to school
What?
too. I did both. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
schoolgirl, and I want to finish
Mhm.
what I started. I don't like not finishing what
Exactly.
I started. So want to make sure I finish what I started, and I didn't
Mhm.
want to sit at home just do nothing. It's just
Exactly.
not who I am. I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
goer. I'm a go getter. Like I'm ambitious, and so I said, "Mom, I want to go to school." She
Yeah.
said, "What?" I said, "I want to go to school." She said, "School?" I said, "Yeah, school." Are
Mhm.
you sure? I'm like, "Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
want to go to school." And so we did what we had to do to get me enrolled and stuff. I
Can
went to
I
school
ask you a
online
question
first.
first about your mom and dad? Was it
Yes.
hard for them to kind of like let you go? It just because I can think as parents, we want you the baby again. We want to hold you tighter.
Yeah.
Oh, did they
Yeah.
want to, or
Yeah.
like your mom did just ask the question, but
Well,
let go?
Well, I'm not really one to,
Yeah.
I was grown, so I didn't need permission
Yeah,
per se.
of course.
Technically. But I did need her help in like
Yes,
financial
yes,
aid stuff because I needed her,
yes.
the tech stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
And
very
then
strong minded. I'm very strong minded and strong willed, and yeah,
exactly,
they want to tell me
exactly.
no. So we just
Of
figure out how
course,
to
of
get this
course.
done. And
I love that.
I did it, and put it out
Exactly.
there, and that's what it was. They were like, "Oh, maybe you should wait a longer."
No,
No, they never said that. They knew once
it
I
was
got my
time to
line on
go.
something, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep on working towards it. I'm
Exactly.
gonna keep
And that's a
asking about it.
blessing,
So
especially with what you
better
went
send me,
through.
better send me the
Yeah.
first
I
time.
love that. You set your mind.
Yeah. I didn't even focus on that. I was like, well, I still go to
Yeah.
school. I still think so.
Hmm.
When I go to school, so I don't sit home watch TV all day. I could do that, but I did in the hospital. So I'm tired of watching TV. I need to do
I
something
love
else.
that. Uh-huh.
And so
Uh-huh. There's some other
went to
parent out
school.
there like,
And I went
okay,
to
I
school.
wish she can come talk to my child. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I went to school online because I really
Yeah,
didn't
of
want to be
course.
sitting in a wheelchair. And that was a whole nother thing, like accepting myself in a wheelchair. It was so
So
hard
after
to
this,
do.
you
And
might, I'm
not to
sorry
say
to
I'm
interrupt. So after the
no,
incident,
no,
are you now in a wheelchair? Okay. So
I am
that
in a
was
wheelchair. Yes.
unfortunately something that came, um, it came up out of
As a
that.
result of that.
So, okay.
And so it was so hard for me to because
Yeah.
people stare at you, look at you, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and before, not to say a lot of people in wheelchairs before, but I just never really paid attention to it like that. I just never really, until something happens, you don't pay attention
Yes.
to stuff like that. Um, but I never paid attention to nobody in wheelchair, but now I pay a
Yes.
I pay a lot of attention now. But
Yes.
before, not so much. And so I really didn't want people to be staring at me and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
said, I'm going to go online first and do that. And so I took 2 classes. Now I don't want to overdo it. So I took 2 classes, even though before at the first class I thought you made like 5 classes. Um, so by some I'm gonna do 2 classes. And I did the two
Yes.
classes, and it went fine. So okay, I'm gonna do 3 classes next time. I didn't have 2, I'm gonna do 3 next time. And I did 3, and I didn't struggle,
Yeah.
but it was still a bit more challenging. And so, but online school, I didn't miss school online. It was really
Okay.
different. Like I had to make sure you had to be real self motivated. If
Yes.
if you don't do it, you
Yes.
just don't do it. It's on you. And the teacher like, you got to do it now. You got to give me an assignment. No, if you upload an assignment to the thing you go to,
Yeah.
you do get an F that day.
Exactly.
For that assignment. So everything is on literally on you. So I did make I was consciously about doing that. And I did flunk a couple of classes. I did. I failed human resources. I got an F. I got an F. I did get an F. And I was like so devastated. I'm like, dang, what am I doing?
Exactly.
I don't see
Because
nothing.
that wasn't normal.
I don't see nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm an A student, like I'm an honor roll. How does this work? My dad said, what are you doing? Nothing. And so what are you school for? I'm like, I don't know, Dad. And so I ended up retaking it and got an A. So it tells you I didn't do nothing. So and I got lazy and stuff. I was really done assignments and stuff, points are taken off. And so I don't know if it's a brain thing, I'm not sure, I don't know, but they just I got an F and I got an A next time. So I knew it was a specific curriculum. It just was me, and I need to apply myself more. And that give me reality check though. I'm like,
I know, right? That
F's.
because
I'm like
you're a go-getter, like you said. You believe in excellence. You can tell.
that.
Just like you believe in excellence. And
Yeah, like
everyone,
that.
if you follow her, you'll see that as well. So what year did you graduate? From 2012.
2010, 2012. So 2 years. I didn't need extra time. So I got my social degree in communications in 2 years.
Yes.
But I still wasn't satisfied. So I went back to school. But this time I went in person this time. I was comfortable in my skin.
Right.
I was fine, everything was fine. And I was ready to meet people.
Yes.
I'm a people person. I'm very social. I'm a social butterfly. Me and my dad are social butterflies. And so I would be all with people and see people and stuff. And I don't care if people stare at me. I didn't care about that. So I went to school, I'm excited. So I wrote again. I said, Mom. She's like, well, I said, I'm going to school. She's like, again? Yeah, yeah. When do you? You got it. I know. I want another one.
I love it.
She's like, think she done now? No, I'm not done. No. So someone's cooking it. So I didn't need her. I think I couldn't finish it myself at that time. So I finished it myself. It's everything. I did everything myself, and it was just cool. And I'm like, okay. So first day of school was still so funny. I felt like so weird going to school. If I could look like a new, I could see, I could sleep like before. I could sleep it off.
Exactly.
Like a kid.
Exciting. So
I'm very excited, and
okay.
it was in the winter time. Like I think it was like January. I went to January a lot of times ago. I put it in the summertime, but I was so excited, so I couldn't wait that long. So I went in January, and it was such a breath of fresh air. I'm like, oh, it's a whole new world. I'm seeing these people. And, yeah, I'm getting back into it. You know, coming to old Earth. You know, these single things. So.
And so, what year did you graduate? So you graduated? That was what, a master's, or you just bachelor's? Oh, okay.
Bachelor's.
Associates first. And let me ask you this: were you doing stuff around other people who dealt with any type of brain injuries?
No, I mean, most I knew was that there was a disability office at the college I was at, and I saw people, you know, with disabilities there, but I didn't know what they had brain injury. Now I'm sure they already did, but I didn't ask somebody what happened to you. Like I didn't ask them like that. So you asked me, it's fine, but I asked, hey, what happened to you? Like
exactly.
I asked somebody that. I was still kind of like, I wasn't shy, but I was kind of like, I won't be a nose either. Now I'm like, hey, what happened to you? Like, am I sending you a story? Like, I'm more open now, but back then,
I wasn't doing it.
I wasn't doing it.
So then, so what changed, you think, between that 2016 to the Erica everyone sees today?
Confidence. God got me confident in. I'm no longer. I'm bolder. I'm very. I'm in my skin. I'm comfortable who I am.
She's beautiful, everyone.
Be comfortable who you are. Thank you. Be comfortable who you are, and just accepting yourself and whatever state you're in. I think is very important because a lot of people aren't comfortable in their own skin. You can tell when somebody's comfortable, it's like they kind of like fidgety or whatever. They're not comfortable. It's like when they're comfortable, it's like, oh, whatever.
Exactly. So what year then did you start? Did you write the books first then, or did you start? Tell us the name of your online platform first.
TBI Uncovered.
So did you start that first, or did you start writing your books first?
I wrote my book first. So I volunteered at the TV station because I had an internship before you graduate. So I had to get my intern hours, and that was the dream true.
Of course, because you wanted to be in radio, and here you are in TV doing an intern with TV. So
I was like, I went to school. So then I'm like, this studio was so amazing. I took a picture on my cell phone, like, I look in the candy store. And the selfies, like, I was so excited. I remember being so excited, like, oh my God, it's like such a dream come true. And it was just so amazing, and like, I love it there. I still love it there. It was just so amazing to me, and I met some amazing people. Like, I still to this day. I still talk to them to this day. It's so many people. So many people. They're so supportive and so loving, but I mean, I'm like a social butterfly. Everybody knew who I was, and even the guests, they knew who I was too. Everybody knew who I was, and it's just, of course, I'm a friendly person. I was a friend a lot. I was a friend or whatever. Hey, I'm a great. Like, how you doing? And so it's just like, just a friendly face or whatever. So people like, what's that? And so we began to tell me whatever. And so it's just such a good experience at TV station. That got me people more. They got me more open to as well. Meeting new people, because I'm still kind of like not reserved. I was kind of like somewhat, but I got my shield, and and then after that, I've been around my book, and so but they were so supportive. So one particular picture, I had complimentary books, and so they sent you like 10 complimentary books, and so each one of them had. It's a big TV family. I call my family. They're like my family, and so we all had a book of whatever. So we took a group picture with my book. It was just such a cool little it was such a cool picture at the time. So yeah.
And so, what year did you start then your online platform, TBI Uncovered? So that
was the book came out 2018. Then I had a book tour the whole 2019. Then COVID happened. And that's when TBI Uncovered was birthed, because COVID happened. TBI Uncovered was birthed. And so ironically enough, I got a coach. I met this lady, and I don't even remember how we met. It's so funny. But I remember she sent me a message, was like, hey, she said something
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
how'd you know? And so it's like, it was like God was talking to me. And I'm like, I gotta connect with her. I gotta connect with her. And so I got link with her. And then part of her coaching, she was like, well, what kind of group are you in? Are you in because I get
Yes.
I'm new to the brain world. At that time I was. But so she's like, well, so is it a, I said, well, I started shouting about, because I'm thinking it's a gunshot. So I know I was a gunshot. And so she's like, well, no, it's a term for it. I'm like, a term? I said, I don't know. And so she was like, right. It's a, and I think I did know. I said, she said, are you in the community supporting to people? I said, no. I said, where are they at? She said, well, they're on Facebook. I'm like, it is. So I started looking up, I started looking at all these groups. I'm like, oh my God, a whole nother world, a whole new world again. So originally on the a YouTube channel, I got a YouTube channel, but I
Yes.
want to do YouTube videos
Mm-hmm.
of different things I go through. And God said, I'm gonna take it a little bigger. And so I met this young
Yes.
lady on the brain groups, and she said, I posted a question in the group. I asked a question of I asked what I said caregivers, what do you want survivors to know, and survivors,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want caregivers to know? And that question got like hundreds
Yes.
of responses, like over 500 responses. I'm like, oh, wow, like that
Wow.
was like that's so like so I just even responses in my life like, wow, like you people
Yes.
really on it. And so one of the ladies, she was like, that she said, do you mind if I
Mm-hmm.
use it on my Instagram page? I said, sure. If you just give me some credit for it, you sure
Exactly.
can.
That's that
Yeah,
smart side of Erica
give my
talking.
credit for it. I'm just
Yes.
saying, give me some credit for it though. But okay,
Of
yeah,
course.
sure you can.
Yes.
Just let me know where you got it from. So then God said,
Mm-hmm.
interview her. And I'm thinking, like, well, I'm do
Mm.
my own
Thank
thing.
you.
So that's okay. And so then I said, say, hey, how about
Yeah.
I interview you? And she said, if I can interview you too, I said, yeah, we can interview each other. So and then I took over from now. So I said, okay, the interview together, whatever. Then
Uh-huh.
I went up from there. Like I started finding other people, and I think I had this other girl, Courtney. Had met her at the Brain Conference of
Mm-hmm.
Missouri. I was met her out there. So I
Yes.
asked search to be on it. I asked.
Yeah.
I started finding other people. Instagram stuff. Some people Instagram, and that's a whole
It's
nother
a
world.
whole
Instagram, a whole
world.
nother world. So I'm only on Facebook. Like if on
Yes.
Instagram too. So many more people. So many
Exactly.
more survivors. I'm like,
Of
wow,
course.
another
And
world.
it's
So
amazing how God
yeah.
uses such a traumatic experience to now, because everybody
Mm-hmm.
still would not want to do what Erica does. Everybody is not made to,
Yeah.
you're that people person, you're that go-getter, you're that one, like you said, a student of school, you love school, you love learning. So everybody, and so you're helping
Sure.
other people maybe who's going through something traumatic like a brain injury, and helping them with the information, I'm sure, with the different guests you have, to let them know they're not alone, what they're
Mhm.
experiencing. And that's how he uses certain people. I always say this, and I know people hear it all the time. Like it ain't. I didn't coin this, but God knew you would take this mantle and run with it. It. Yeah,
Take
yeah. He
over.
put you into it, and it's like I always say, Lord, do we have to go through certain things in life? We
Yeah.
wish it never happened, but He knew you would take that to help
Mhm.
many others that may not have that voice
Yes.
themselves. And even
Mhm. And
no, no.
I would say, I'm sorry to cut you off. I would say this, that a lot of people was like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, what are you nervous for? Like, then they'll do it.
Yes.
It's me okay.
Uh-huh.
My parents, it'd be okay. Then I'm like, okay, we do it. Like, oh, can we do it again? I'm like, no, no,
Yes.
no. It's one time. But then they're going to do it
Yes.
again. Like, now they're comfortable. So
Exactly.
it's not even about you. It's about other people. So when
Yeah.
you take you out of it,
And
you
that's
don't see
the
it that way. So
key right there. It's not about you. It's about helping and it's about the others. And that's what I think
mhm.
some people get confused on once, if God is telling us to do certain things,
Mhm.
is getting self out the way and say, okay, even me, when I said I want to do videos, get out the way of trying to say, okay, Arlene, just go do the videos. If
How
it
about you?
helps one person,
How about
and if just having Erica on here helps someone else who has experienced that to feel like they can't have, I don't like the word normal, but a quote unquote normal life, or
Mhm.
what they consider normal, because everybody's normal is different. That that they'll feel like, okay, that gives me hope. Hearing Erica, to see what she's doing. It doesn't change you. Thank God you still, you know, you're still Erica. It's just a different version of Erica because we all change in life regardless. So for sake of time, because I can talk to people all day, let me ask you this. What do you think people, something I read on your page, you said you had a post that said how to treat people with a brain injury. And the answer was just treat them like people. That's it. So tell me, what do people misunderstand, you think, most about people who've been through a traumatic brain injury and who survived?
They were helpless. And then we want them to, baby us. No. And but some do. Some do want to play victim. Some do want to be like, baby to whatever. Not this one.
I think y'all already heard that from her. Do not do that with her.
I mean, it's some other ones like me too. I know Ty's another one who's a survivor that's really powerful and all right. That's also a survivor. I'm plenty of survivors that's like go-getters like myself. That don't want to be baby. Exactly. Like, no, we don't want that. Like, so I think a lot of times people think when to be baby. We're misunderstood a lot of times. Because our brains are different. They're a little altered, but I think I'm smarter actually than my brain, because I made the dean's list. I never made dean's list before, so like I feel like I'm 20 years smarter. So
I love it.
I feel like it's been elevated Erica. So Erica to win, like I said. So it's been such a blessing though, it's like a blessing in disguise. Like, well, would this happen? No, but so many beautiful things came out of it. I became an author, filmmaker, producer, director, speaker, like so many different things that come out of it, so many beautiful things. Like, I don't know, Erica before they done all it. Like,
like you say, we just don't know. It's just, we know that today you're all those things and more. And exactly. So, and like you said, you speak. You've been on speaking platforms and different things. So, and I know I mentioned it earlier, where you've spoken, and it's just like the world is opening up because they need more info, people coming out doing all of what you're doing now. And still, like you said, you're doing filming, you're producing. The world is still at your feet to say, what do you want to do, Erica? It's just whatever you choose to do tomorrow, you still can do. With everything that you're doing, like you said, you feel like you're smarter. Do you feel like there are some obstacles that you may have you faced after that? Or you just, because you have that go-getter attitude, it's just like, it's not an obstacle, it's just something.
Besides walking, it's not this might have for me. You walking, I'm not. So it's something you have with me because I got this.
Your brain, exactly. So exactly. I love that. So tell me this. Tell me how often are you doing your live platforms with your guests?
Well, TBI Uncover is ending. It's been a long. Wow. It's going on since June. June 4th was my first episode, and it's been going on since then. I did last year. I had 21 people last year. This time it's like 40 some people, like double that. And I had to cut it off because I was taking too many people. In June alone, I had like 10 interviews. Wow. In June alone. And I only do Fridays. It ain't 10 Fridays in June. I tried to do it during the week. So I was on interviews during the week. I ain't doing this. On Saturdays and everything. I was like, we couldn't dissolve it. So I minimized that. So but I'm happy people were excited about it, but a couple season 3, I ain't going forever. Like, and I'm on Clubhouse now, which is another app I'm on. So it's a voice app. So I love talking. So it's like perfect for me. I got my own cup on there. So I'm packing the TBI bag.
I saw that, and I was going to ask you about that. So and that's on Clubhouse.
Yeah. My Clubhouse. I love Clubhouse. Oh,
okay.
I love
wow. Yes. So let me ask you, so when we go to your page, and I'm going to tell you to share all your social media information. So when you go on your page, we'll find out more about your Clubhouse. I saw that, but I'm in Clubhouse, but I have not used it like you yet. So
it's a bomb.com. It's a bomb.com. It's a new thing. Everything I've done, nearly everything I've done, not everything, but nearly everything I've done have come from Clubhouse this year. I've got so many opportunities for Clubhouse, like speaking opportunities. came from Clubhouse. Meet people in Clubhouse,
Okay.
and yeah. So Clubhouse is
So I will
the place
definitely
to
be
be.
going to Clubhouse because I definitely need to.
How many guests
Of
you can
course.
interview? I'm telling
Did you
you.
find do you have your own group that you set up, or you just you're jumping into others more like-minded people? Yes.
Well, on Clubhouse. Well, you're an individual on Clubhouse, so I'm in different I am in different clubs.
Yeah.
I go different rooms. No, I'm a cool kid on Clubhouse.
Of course.
I'm kind of
Yes.
cool kid. I know a lot of people. They have like thousands, 100,000
Wonderful.
followers. So I'm friends with them and stuff like this. So I go in the rooms that's not intentional, but
Just
like I
but
just
you're a
meet people
social
in there. And so
butterfly,
it's
like you
like
said.
it just happens. Yeah, and got one of
Amen.
my steps and say, go in this room. So I go in the room and I go in the room and it happen to be some great people. I tell my story. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen this. And that goes up from there. And I get a lot of followers and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that from there. And it just takes up.
He has been
God
amazing, huh?
supersizing me like since
In this. Oh,
amazing. And Clubhouse, like Clubhouse alone is amazing to me. Like I
uh-huh.
love it, and it's the place to be. It's all I know, place to be. I ain't nothing else.
So tell me this. Tell me what all you have, if you have any other events coming up, seminars you would like to share, or if not, then go ahead and tell us how we can connect with you, or how the audience can connect with you.
Okay, so what I have coming up? I don't have okay, so I have stuff coming up next year, not this year. Next year, I have options coming next year. But as of now, TBI
Mhm.
Uncovered is on YouTube. I'm on my YouTube channel is Erica Renee. That's ERICARENEE
Mhm.
Walker. Erica Renee Walker on my channel. So
Mhm.
subscribe, please like and subscribe. And there's my videos streamed there from TBI Uncovered season 1 and 2. There are videos on there. Um, I'm also I'm on Clubhouse Erica Renee TBI. Again, it's ERICARENEE TBI. Erica Renee. And then on I don't really do Facebook because
Yeah.
I'm on my family stuff. Um I got like 20 some requests on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't even accept them anymore. But on Instagram, Erica R Walker on Instagram, ERICA R Walker
On Instagram.
878 on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's how everyone can
Yeah.
connect with you. And what about your books? Are they on Amazon?
Amazon, your Amazon. So through the lens of book of short stories on Amazon, and I'm writing their June first. A story trauma, struggling purpose. A
Yes.
story trauma, struggling purpose.
Oh, so that's
That's being
currently
written
being
now.
written. Okay. Okay. I
Currently being
definitely
written.
will put all of this information in
Yeah.
the show notes, everyone. Let me ask you, is there something else that you would love to share with the audience that maybe I didn't ask that people should know or about Erica?
Well, I definitely have a heart to I'm very
Mhm.
passionate about helping survivors because it's very important. So for me as a TBI culture consultant, I help survivors reset and move forward
Mhm.
after the injuries. Because I know that it's still a purpose. It's they have to reset, move forward after the injuries and focus on our purpose. Because I know we're still here for a reason. So God kept us here for a reason.
Amen.
What we're here for. So that's why I
Mhm.
find that purpose that we're here for. And so for me,
Yeah.
I live right before, so it kind of picked
Yeah.
up and even elevated some more into different things. But people just
Mhm.
don't know what they're here for. Like they don't know why they're here, what they're living for. So I help survivors
Mhm.
reset and move forward. And it's not easy, but I have helped a lot of them. And accepting our injury, I know it's the number one thing people have a hard time doing is accepting it. Like that's one of the biggest things that people have a hard time doing. Survivors have a hard time doing, accepting their injury. Because like they want to go back to their old self. They miss their old self. It's like, things are just
Yeah.
fine the way they were, just getting back to that mind frame. Like it's new,
Yeah.
it's a new person, You're just a 2.0 version of yourself. So this acceptance is a big thing for survivors to adjust to. But that's when
Yes.
everybody knows that they're enough, however they are, you're enough. And what you have and what God placed inside of you is good enough. And you just have to work it. Just work it.
Mhm.
Just work what you have. No, don't work what you
Of
don't have. Work
course.
what you do have. So use that. Put
I
to
love
your
that what you
advantage.
said,
So,
well, the part where, the hardest, well, not I love that you, the part that is they have to accept it, but I like what you said, accept where you are. And because I think that's what get a lot of people stuck in anything in life, when things
Mhm.
change. If it was a divorce or if it was loss of a loved
Mhm.
one, it's getting stuck in that moment. And it's understandably so. I understand how people can get stuck, but we
Sure.
have to accept
Sure.
where we are today, whatever that situation is, and we have
Yes.
to try to move forward.
Whatever
And
the
like you said, you help people move, um, other survivors move forward, and that's
you said.
that's a wonderful thing. And we are enough. To your point, that's
Yes. But you are enough. Yeah, you are enough. Bring it, brain injury. You are enough
exactly.
regardless, period. Like God made you good, God made you
Thank
good
you. He
stuff. He
makes
don't make
nothing
bad stuff, he
bad.
made good stuff.
Nothing. Oh my.
Nothing bad. And so I say TBI. I know me traumatic brain injury, but I say there's beauty inside.
There's
There's beauty
what is
inside
that?
that.
There's what?
There's there's
Beauty
there's beauty,
inside. I
there's
love
beauty
that.
inside.
So it can stand for all of that. There's beauty inside.
Mhm.
I love that. Anything else you would like to share before we go?
My YouTube channel, no, that's it's it. TBI cover ending soon. Yeah, if you know somebody that need to be interviewed or whatever,
Yes.
send them my
Yes.
way.
And we'll send them your way.
I need survivors, range or
Mhm.
whatever, stroke survivors, all kinds of stuff. Any kind of injury, brain
We do all of
aneurysms,
that as well.
all that. So,
Yes.
doctors, Lord, or whatever,
Yes.
whoever such your brain
We do
injuries,
that. Mhm.
but caregivers,
So,
all the
and
people.
anyone out there, like she said, just send them her way or even call, connect with her. If you have a loved one that you're
Yeah,
helping, that they're struggling, to come through some form of all that she says she helped other survivors. So consider connecting with her because as you've heard her story, she's that go-getter. She's determined, and definitely something as traumatic as that has not stopped this queen from doing what she's supposed to be
yeah.
doing, and she won't stop, as you can tell. So I just wanted to add, Erica did a video about how her life changed 13 years ago, as she explained, on her 21st birthday. As we all can imagine, like she said, it was um, one of the most important times she planned and everything. But what I also love, she wrote in that video, but God said, not now. Now is not the time to give up. Instead, fight back. Purpose is calling. God doesn't
Mhm.
design accidents, He creates purpose. I love that, Erica. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is beautiful and deep. Um, while there is no official handbook for how to deal with a brain injury, there are some recommended ways to help. Erica lists a lot. It can be frustrating for both the injured person and their loved ones to deal with the lifestyle changes that come after a brain injury. But it is crucial to support the injured person to help them become familiar with their new normal. A lot of things that I've read that I wrote down is be patient and understanding, believe their emotions and pain, emphasize the familiar, promote simplicity and familiarity, be mindful and respectful of changes, engage in simple acts of kindness, highlight their progress. And like Erica said this earlier, she didn't give up, and you cannot give
Mhm.
up. And
You can take a break.
take a
Take a
break.
break, but don't give up.
Exactly. Take a break, but don't give up. Wow. I want to thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
And everyone, again, I'll put all her contact information in the show notes. I could go on and talk to her. I know she has more to say. She's like me, she's a talker. She has information. So she will be coming back. If I can do these live videos, I'm going to bring this beautiful woman on so you can see her and see what, just in action. You go to her page, you'll see her in action regardless. Go to her YouTube page and support her. And again, if you have a loved one that's suffering with some of trying to come out and accept where they are and what's going on and to know that they're enough, who best to talk to but Erica Renee Walker. Erica, thank you so much for joining me in the Path Listeners.
Thanks
Oh,
for the
no, I
opportunity.
appreciate it.
It.
Until next time, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for hanging with us. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and other platforms, so you can stay up on our bi-weekly, real conversations with these bold women. You can follow The Path Podcast on Facebook at The Path Podcast and on Instagram and Twitter at The Path_podcast. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or have questions for a future show, you can email us at thepath4ward@gmail.com. That's thepathforward@gmail.com. And if you're looking for a speaker or you're in need of a life coach, please reach out to me. Again, at thepathforward@gmail.com or at ACKORLEH@gmail.com. Thank you. Until next time.